Hello there. Glad to have you on board the Yogavaidhyam Express. This is Abhinaya, your host, and I'm all set to talk about a very interesting topic today. If you are new here, Yogavaidhyam is a venture started in 2020 by Mrs. N. Srividya, a yoga professional with over a decade of experience. She created Yogavaidhyam to bring yoga therapy to people, to offer simple yoga practices that focus on improving the flexibility of the body and calming the mind. Today, we are on episode 2 of the Yogavaidhyam podcast, where we will talk about the second stage of life from birth to 5 years of age. If you missed the first episode, do listen to it first. The link is in the description below. Welcome once again, Madam Srividya.
It's good to be back, Abhinaya.
Today, we'll be discussing the toddler stage, right? Can you explain how this stage is significant in a person's overall development?
The time from birth until 5 years of age is extremely crucial for the child, as how the child grows up to be depends upon the inputs and environment given at this stage. The growth of cells, tissues, and organs will be happening at this stage. The formation of new skills is possible as per the exposure given.
Well said, Madam Srividya. Can you share how yoga plays a role at this stage of life? Is it even possible to make children do yoga?
Yoga for toddlers should be part of their everyday activities. We cannot impose yoga as a separate activity as we do for adults. Rather, yoga should be integrated in everything the children do so that it supports their body and mind. At this age, they will be highly dynamic and ready to be mischievous 24 by 7. Their speed and dynamism should be properly responded to by the adults at home. As the saying goes, what you sow, so must you reap. This is the sowing stage. Parents should be very careful at this stage in nurturing the child both physically and mentally. In our culture, when there is a boy baby at home, they treat him as young Lord Krishna who is believed to have done lots of leelas during his childhood. Likewise, a girl child is dressed up like Radha during Navratri festival, and the entire family enjoys the divine presence in the form of their children.
Interesting. Culturally, we seem to have so many ways of incorporating different activities through games. From a yoga perspective, can you share the simple steps any parent can take to engage the child?
Yes, firstly, for a parent to go to the level of the child, they should also become a child. Get on all four legs. Learn to play and giggle just like a child. Clap a lot to encourage and teach the rhythm of clapping and tapping to the child. Bowling with potatoes and dancing with drumsticks should be encouraged. Enjoy the game of elephant riding with folk songs. Make them feel the sand and pebbles. Get them in tune with the nature around them. If you have access to the beach, make them play on the beach sand. Ask them to make dove dolls when the dinner is chapati. Involve yourself by painting with pieces of lady's finger or another vegetables. These little things will act as a catalyst and enable the rudiments in the child to become an artist or a sports person in future.
I would never have thought that these inconsequential things I've done as a child are very important to a child's development. I suppose I should thank my mother soon for making me do all these things when I was a kid. Madam Srividya, can you tell us about some yogasanas that children can attempt at this stage?
To inculcate yoga as a regular discipline in a child, the parent should become a student first. The first role model for the child are the parents only. They are the first teachers as well. The discipline followed by the parent will be the steps followed by the child. It is the time for parents to be very responsible. So, what can be taught to the child? Let the child imitate whatever practice is done by the parent. Make the child sit and eat on the floor and tell them that it is Sukhasana when they are cross-legged. It is Dandasana if the legs are stretched out while sitting. Introduce sun and moon and their importance. Tell them that the sun and moon are there in the body as the right hand and left hand. Namaskar mudra and poses can be taught easily at this age. The parents should make the child understand that each and every move has some relationship with yoga, but in a way that is interesting to the child.
Wow, whatever you've shared right now is quite eye opening, to be honest. Every little thing we do seems to have a connection with yoga. I'm sure you've taught yoga to many kids as you've taken classes in schools. Can you share your experience in dealing with kids?
Sure, I had the opportunity to teach in an international school for students from grade 1 to 8. The children were very clever in imitating the poses that I had drawn as stick diagrams for the students of higher grades. It was a real challenge to control them. Children like to repeat what we say, so I started chanting Om and asked them to repeat. The entire class chanted a Om as a chorus, transforming the usual cacophony to a classic experience. Of course, I had to repeatedly keep on chanting Om to maintain the experience. All things said, a world with children is simply wonderful.
I definitely agree. Thank you so much for explaining how to involve yoga in every toddler's life. Your treasure trove of ideas will certainly find lots of use in every household with a kid. Dear listeners, that brings us to the end of the second episode of Yogavaidhyam Express. If you are considering enrolling in yoga classes for yourself or for your child, make sure to check the contact information on Yogavaidhyam's YouTube channel. In the upcoming episode, Srividya and I will be back once again, but this time we are entering the childhood phase between ages 6 and 12. So until next time, take care and bye.